My grandma won a PlayStation 5 in a raffle. Now she's basically a gaming addict and refuses to give it back.
Today, we're looking into one of those stories that sounds almost made up. It's about unexpected changes, yeah. And real journeys of discovery.
Right. The kind that make you stop and think.
Exactly. And this one involves, get this, an 81-year-old grandmother and a brand new PlayStation 5.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely qualifies as unexpected.
So let's set the scene. Grandma Betty, she's 81, lives in this, quiet suburban spot, very independent, super energetic.
The classic active grandparent.
Totally. Church every Sunday, bakes pies that are apparently legendary, big into her bridge club, bingo nights.
Yeah.
You get the picture. Her life was, well, pretty predictable. Charmingly so.
A nice established routine.
Until, fate threw a curveball.
Right.
She's at a church fundraiser raffle, right? Buy some tickets, mostly just to chip in.
Just supporting the cause.
Exactly.
That's right.
Had no idea really what the grand prize even was. And then, boom, her name gets called.
And the prize is?
The PlayStation 5. She actually called her grandchild, laughing, trying to describe this thing she'd won. She ended up calling it a computer toaster.
Huh. Okay, I can kind of see it maybe.
Yeah.
But the grandchild must have been thrilled.
Oh, absolutely ecstatic. They've been trying to get a PS5 for ages. You know how it was.
Yeah, impossible to find for a while there.
So Betty's initial thought was just, here, you take it, She mentioned the tickets were just for the church roof fund.
Makes sense. What would she do with it?
But then she paused, a little bit of curiosity maybe. She asked, so, what does this thing actually do?
Ah, the opening.
Right. So the grandchild thought, okay, I'll just show her. Sets it up, loads up Astro's Playroom, the game that comes with it.
Yeah, the one that shows off the controller features. Yeah. It's pretty intuitive, pretty cute.
Well, this is where it gets wild. Literally, 5 minutes in, 5 minutes, Grandma Betty was hooked.
No way. 5 minutes.
Yes. Laughing out loud, leaning right into the screen, totally absorbed. And apparently by 11.45 that same night, our sweet Grandma Betty was muttering, let's just say colorful language under her breath after missing a jump.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite the shift. From computer toaster to gamer frustration in less than a day.
Exactly. And that incredibly fast change is what we really want to unpack in this deep dive.
Right. It's not just a funny story. It's about how someone with absolutely zero gaming background becomes this, dedicated player almost overnight.
It says so much about, human adaptability, right? And finding passions in really unexpected places.
And it seriously challenges our assumptions about age and learning and what people are interested in.
It really does. I mean, think about her journey now. She went from not knowing what a PlayStation was to becoming Betty Bakes You online.
Betty Bakes You.
Love it. And she apparently beat Margit in Elden Ring. You know how tough that boss is.
Oh, yeah. Margit's a major hurdle early on. That's impressive.
On her 4th try. And now she's talking about streaming on Twitch.
Seriously. An 81-year-old Twitch streamer who downed Margit. That's fantastic. It really demonstrates neuroplasticity, doesn't it?
Explain that a bit.
Well, it's the brain's ability to change and adapt, to form new connections. Even at 81, her brain was rapidly building pathways for these complex new skills. Motor control, strategy.
It's not just a cute anecdote, then.
Not at all. It's real evidence that, the drive to learn and get enthusiastic about something new. It doesn't just switch off at a certain age.
And look how she's connecting differently. She's got battle friends on Fortnite, apparently, learning Discord.
Yeah, whole new social structures opening up, which is fascinating, too.
It really is. It shows how finding something you truly love can completely reshape your life, your habits.
Your priorities shift.
Totally. She's apparently drinking Red Bull now sometimes. And skipping bingo. Her bridge club must be baffled.
Huh. Yeah, I bet they are. It just goes to show you give someone a little taste of something new, maybe thinking it's no big deal.
And it can completely change their focus, their whole trajectory.
Exactly. It's that power of intrinsic motivation kicking in when something just clicks for you.
So, for you listening, what does this make you think about? The assumptions we might have about who learns what or when we sort of lose that spark for something totally new.
It's a good question.
And maybe think about how challenging those assumptions just a little might open up surprising worlds, even if it means your own grandma starts, getting competitive in Halo Infinite. Something to chew on, isn't it?
TIFU by trying to flirt with a girl who turned out to be my distant cousin.
we're here to help you get instantly well-informed by jumping into some really fascinating stories. And today we've got a story that's pretty awkward, but also super relatable. It's from Reddit, one of those TIFU threads.
Those are always good. Or, painfully good.
Exactly. So our mission today is to figure out how this, perfect meet cute at a craft beer festival in Pittsburgh just completely tanked. We're talking full-on cringe revelation.
Yeah, and it's funny, definitely, but it also tells us quite a bit about, dating today and how family connections can pop up in the weirdest ways.
Totally. And maybe how we miss, the obvious details sometimes.
Precisely. Even with all our tech, the old school stuff still matters a lot.
Okay, so let's get into it. The guy, he's 28, works in IT in Pittsburgh, and he's kind of over the dating apps, right? Wants to meet someone the old-fashioned way.
Face to face.
So picture this. Sunny Saturday, May, local beer festival. He spots this woman. Green sundress, messy bun, laughing with friends. And his first thought is just, yes, her.
That instant spark. It's interesting how that happens. So he goes up to her.
Yep, in the food truck line. They start chatting. And he says it was one of those conversations that are just instantly easy. They clicked immediately.
Oh, yeah. On what?
Pretty much everything, apparently. Beer, jobs, pets. She has a cat named Captain Pickles.
Captain Pickles. Okay, memorable.
Right. And he sends her a picture of his dog wearing sunglasses. He said the banter was just really good.
That sounds ideal, doesn't it? That instant connection everyone's kind of looking for.
It does. But maybe, like you said, that immediate click, does it sometimes make us gloss over the basics? Like the boring stuff?
I think it absolutely can. You're caught up in the moment, the chemistry. So he's hooked. He mentions catching a faint scent of vanilla perfume. They hang out basically the whole festival.
Oh, okay.
Exchange numbers, and the texting starts. Casual, flirty, sending pictures back and forth through the week.
Standard modern courtship, sort of.
Pretty much. By Thursday, he asks her out for Saturday night. She said yes right away. It's that, honeymoon phase before the first date even happens. Yeah. Everything feels perfect.
Until it doesn't. So Friday night comes. He's on the phone with his mom. And she's, how do you put it? A nosy Latina mom, half Puerto Rican, half Irish. Apparently has a genetic superpower for getting info.
Oh, I know the type. They mean well, but... Yeah.
So she wants all the details. Name, where she's from, job. He tells her, Cara, works in marketing, lives near Shadyside.
Okay, pretty standard info.
But then the mom asks the question. The one maybe we don't think about enough early on these days.
Let me guess. Last name.
Bingo. What's her last name? He tells her Anderson. Cara Anderson.
Yeah.
And then just this, long pause on the phone. Ominous silence.
Oof. Yeah, that's never good. My stomach would clench right there.
Totally. Then his mom just says, super casually, that might be your cousin.
No. Just like that.
Just like that. Apparently, his mom has a cousin, her dad's side, who married an Anderson, and they had a daughter named Cara.
Wow. Okay. Small world just got really small.
Right. So the mom, she immediately goes into detective mode, pulls out the family reunion photos from 2008.
Oh, the photo album. Classic.
He said she was flipping through them like she was casting for a horror movie. And then she finds it. A blurry picture, him, age 11, kind of chubby. And in the background...
Don't tell me.
A girl, about his age. Sundress. That's Cara.
Oh, my God. So what does he do? Panic.
Full panic mode. Texts Cara right away. Asks if she has family from Oakmont. She says, yeah, her dad is.
Okay. Getting closer.
Then he asks, do you know a Maria Rivera? And Cara texts back, that's my aunt.
And Maria Rivera is?
His mom's cousin. The connection is confirmed.
Awkward.
Unbelievably awkward. So the date is off, obviously.
Definitely off. They met at a coffee shop instead for what he called the reveal. Apparently, Cara just burst out laughing. She remembered him vaguely, but didn't connect him at all. Well, that's slightly less awkward. Maybe. But she laughed.
Yeah, they agreed it wasn't, scandalous or anything, just intensely cringeworthy. They obviously didn't keep texting or anything after that.
And the mom? Did she keep it quiet?
Are you kidding? She told everyone, his aunt, his cousins, even his abuela down in Florida.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the abuela now apparently calls Cara la muchacha que casi fue tu novia.
Which means?
The girl who almost became your girlfriend.
Perfect. Just perfect. But, this story, it really does show how these family networks, they're still there, right? Under the surface, even if we don't see them day to day.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So the takeaway here isn't just always ask for a last name, though maybe do that.
Probably a good idea.
It's more about realizing that even with our, curated online lives, the real world connections, especially family, they're still woven in, sometimes in ways we've totally forgotten or never knew.
Exactly. It's that intersection of casual dating bumping right up against these deep, sometimes hidden family ties, and how just a little bit of information or the lack of it can completely change things.
It's like the ultimate background check still comes from your relatives, not the internet.
Sometimes, yeah. Maria might know more than LinkedIn.
Huh. True. So, leaves you thinking, doesn't it? In this world, we're all connected online, but maybe kind of anonymous offline. Where might your own unexpected distant cousin be hiding?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe what bit of like old school detective work, maybe just asking that one simple question, could save you from your own really awkward family reunion preview. Something to chew on.
Found a letter from my ex under the couch, and it messed me up more than I thought it would.
Quite a story from Reddit. It's from a user, You Coffee and Regret. Great name, by the way.
Huh, yeah, sets the tone.
It really does. It's all about the sort of surprising emotional fallout from finding something forgotten. So our mission here is to unpack this whole thing, the memories, the stuff left unsaid, and this like wave of regret hitting years later. Okay, so picture this. It's a Saturday morning, pretty normal. Our source says they're doing fake cleaning. You know.
Oh, yeah, no fake cleaning. Kick tidy up.
Exactly. Picking up the obvious stuff, maybe a quick vacuum in the middle of the floor. They're in their Columbus, Ohio apartment, one bedroom. And their phone charger, it slips down between the cushions of this bulky, beat-up IKEA couch. We've all been there.
Ouch, Void.
All right. So they're fishing it out, and then they see something else, a piece of paper, folded up, kind of yellowed.
And that's the moment, isn't it? When something totally ordinary, like losing a charger, just cracks open the past. It's fascinating how that happens. It wasn't just seeing it, right? They said it was like muscle memory, even recognizing the paper. A physical reaction almost.
Absolutely. Because it wasn't just, any paper. It was a letter from their ex, Rachel. They knew her handwriting instantly. Curvy, loopy script.
Yeah.
Even though they broke up almost 3 years ago.
3 years is a long time for something like that to hide.
Yeah. And the first line, wow, it just grabs you. I know you're asleep right now, but I can't stop thinking about this.
Oof. Delivered in the quiet of the night, basically. And then just lost. So what did it say? I mean, what was this urgent thought she had?
Well, the letter laid it all out. Rachel felt like the user was pulling away.
Okay.
Yeah, like she was losing me in little pieces. That's the quote. And she said she was tired of feeling like the only one holding the rope.
Wow. That's incredibly direct and vulnerable, especially the end, right?
Exactly. It ended with this plea. If you read this, please don't be mad. I just don't know how else to tell you I'm scared.
Just devastating to find years later, knowing you never even saw it.
Right. And that's the kicker. The user has no memory of ever seeing this letter. Never read it, never responded, nothing. So finding it now, 3 years on, they said it felt like being punched in the ribs by a ghost.
I can imagine. It forces a total reevaluation of the past.
Totally. They admit, looking back, they weren't a great boyfriend to her at the end. They were absent kind of emotionally on autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
And they realized the breakup, which they'd always told themselves was mutual. Well, it wasn't as mutual as I told myself it was.
That's a hard truth to face. It really speaks to how memory works, or doesn't work sometimes. We build these narratives to cope, right? And then something like this just shatters it if that charger hadn't dropped.
Exactly. That whole little act of vulnerability, as they put it, would just still be hidden. Gone.
And it's not about wanting her back now. They make that clear.
No, not at all. It's more this sudden, stark realization. Someone once loved me enough to fight for me, and I let it slip away without even realizing the fight was happening.
That's profound. It's about acknowledging a missed moment, a failure to see someone else's struggle.
Yeah. So what do you even do with that? That's the big question now. They thought about texting Rachel. Apparently, she's doing great now, thriving, dating some guy with a perfectly groomed beard who makes artisanal bread.
Huh. Okay. The picture is painted.
Right. But they decided texting her would be selfish. Just reopening old wounds for their own sake.
Probably a wise, if difficult, decision. It's about her peace now, too.
So instead, they put the letter in their nightstand drawer. They even call it basically emotional hoarding, admitting they don't know if they'll ever really let it go.
That makes sense, though. It's a tangible piece of a past they're still processing. It's not something you can just toss easily. And it's interesting they shared this with Reddit, with strangers, instead of friends.
Yeah, they mentioned fearing the predictable advice, forget it, move on.
Sometimes anonymous spaces feel safer for that kind of rawness, maybe less judgment attached.
Yeah, I think so. So this whole deep dive, really, it just lays bare how much impact unspoken things can have, how moments get missed.
Absolutely. Our past isn't static. It's not always neatly filed away. Sometimes, it's literally under the couch cushions, waiting.
It makes you wonder what else is hiding around. In drawers or just in our own heads.
Definitely. Those unseen histories, the slightly misremembered stories we tell ourselves.
So for you listening, maybe a final thought to chew on from this. If you've got something important you need to say to someone, maybe just say it. Don't tuck it under a couch cushion hoping they find it 3 years from now.
Yeah, good advice.
And maybe if you feel someone trying to, hold that rope with you, maybe you check your own grip before you look down and realize your hands are empty.
My neighbor called the cops on me because he thought I was robbing my own house.
It's quite a story about a neighborly, misunderstanding that really blew up.
Yeah, the source is this post called "My Neighbor Called the Cops on Me." It's from the legal advice subreddit, actually. And the username, get this, "You just trying to mow my lawn." Kind of ironic, huh?
Definitely.
So it's this firsthand account, right? A Saturday morning starts out totally normal, productive even, and then, bam, confrontation. On their own property.
So our mission today is to unpack this whole suburban saga. We want to explore that perception versus reality thing and, what happens when normal actions get seen through this, super suspicious lens. Hopefully some aha moments for you about boundaries and assumptions in your own neighborhood.
Yeah, definitely things to think about.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Picture this. Early summer, Midwest. Pretty typical, right? Our homeowner's got this mental list.
Yeah.
Mow the lawn, maybe fix a bit of fence, unplug a gutter, weekend stuff.
Standard homeowner chores.
Exactly. They live in this beige split-level house. Been there about 6 years. Seems pretty normal.
Okay.
Then you've got the neighbor, Greg, mid-40s, apparently works from home in IT. But the key thing is, he's described as perpetually suspicious. Suspicious of everything. Even squirrels or Amazon packages, apparently. Mm-hmm. The homeowner mentions him peeking through the blinds sometimes when they're just unloading groceries.
Right, and that pre-existing dynamic, that suspicion, it's really crucial context, isn't it? It's fascinating how one person just living their life can be perceived as this source of paranoia by someone else. It really sets the stage.
Totally. So the catalyst happens. The homeowner goes out back and finds their shed doors kind of half open.
Oh.
Yeah, and the lock's snapped. And some stuff is missing, nothing major, described as glorified junk drawer items. Hedge clippers, some random tools, an old cooler.
Okay, so maybe a minor break-in or just...
Yeah, right. So the homeowner does the logical thing. Goes inside to grab their wallet. Mm-hmm. Maybe thinking about filing a report later, who knows. Then they remember, oh yeah, I've got that spare house key hidden under the gutter.
Okay.
And they think, well, maybe I should just do a quick check of all the house locks, just in case.
Yeah.
So they start going around, backsliding door, basement door, checking window latches. But this is key. They admit they must have looked ridiculous doing it from the outside, like ducking under windows and stuff.
Ah, okay. So from Greg's suspicious viewpoint.
Exactly.
That could look like anything but checking your own locks. It really makes you ask, how easily can completely innocent actions be twisted? Especially when someone's already watching you, expecting trouble. That context just gets lost at a distance,
Absolutely. So fast forward a bit. The homeowner is literally fiddling with the deadbolt on their own front door, holding their own key. And suddenly they hear a police radio beep. Yep.
Yeah.
Sir, step away from the door. 2 officers walking up the driveway, hands near their holsters. And our homeowner's just standing there. Old college t-shirt, gym shorts, holding that house key, and get this, a coffee mug with their initials on it.
A irony.
Right. So the officers say they got a call about a possible burglary in progress. The homeowner's like, this is my house.
Yeah, awkward.
Super awkward. Because, of course, where's their ID? Mm-hmm. It's inside the house the police just told them not to enter. They even offered to, pull up their mortgage info on their phone to prove it.
That's quite the situation.
They eventually get their wallet, prove who they are. But then there's this detail. Stuff they brought in from the shed earlier, the hedge clippers, the tools, they're all sitting out on the kitchen table where they put them to sort of inventory them.
Oh, so to the cops, that probably looked
like stolen loot. Exactly. So they spend about 15 minutes standing in their own kitchen while the cops kind of poke around and confirm the ID and eventually leave.
Wow. And what's really striking there is Greg's call, right? The neighbor's immediate jump to assuming guilt, despite the car in the driveway, the fact the person's lived there 6 years. It just shows the power and maybe the danger of one unverified call to the authorities.
You'd think. But the story isn't quite over. About an hour later, Greg comes strolling over. The homeowner describes him as all smug, hands in his hoodie pocket like he just saved the neighborhood.
Oh, lovely.
And Greg says casually, "Hey, man, sorry about the misunderstanding, but, you can't be too careful these days, right?"
Wow. Not much of an apology there.
Not really. The homeowner, obviously frustrated, just says something like, "Maybe next time you could just ask me."
Reasonable request.
You can think. But Greg's response, "Well, I didn't want to tip off a burglar," just completely dismissive.
Unbelievable.
But wait, here's the kicker. The real irony. Later on, the homeowner checks their own security camera footage.
The footage.
Yep. And it clearly shows them the whole time walking around with their coffee mug, looking exactly like someone who lives there. Greg apparently had a clear view of all this.
Yeah.
But even better, the footage also showed Greg, just 2 weeks before, climbing over their fence to get a Frisbee back. No knock, no text, just, as the homeowner put it, full-on breaking and entering energy.
Oh, that is rich. That twist just perfectly underlines the hypocrisy, doesn't it? The double standard. It's such a stark reminder that some people are incredibly quick to judge others' actions while totally overlooking their own questionable behavior.
It really is. This whole deep dive, it just makes you think hard about those unspoken rules, those boundaries in our neighborhoods, doesn't it? I mean, the source put it perfectly. Some neighbors bake you cookies. Some lend you their snowblower. And
some will try to get you arrested for unlocking your own front door. Yeah, it hits home.
It does.
So what does this story tell you, listening right now? What about that balance between being vigilant, being aware, and just? Outright paranoia in a community. How do we even build trust, or at least open communication, when the default for some people seems to be suspicion? It raises that really important question. When should a neighbor's concern actually turn into a police matter? And what responsibility do we maybe have to, check things out a bit ourselves before escalating?
That's a heavy question, and definitely something to chew on long after this deep dive ends. Food for thought for your own neighborhood interactions.
Received a gift from a mysterious admirer, but it was a commercial.
Well, pretty wild. It blends modern romance, some sharp consumer psychology, and just a dose of digital age reality. Our source is a personal account from Reddit titled Secret Admirer Story. And our mission, basically to unpack this escalating mystery and honestly a pretty surprising reveal. We'll explore how our, deepest desires can sometimes be perfectly targeted by clever marketing. Get ready. This one involves soaring egos and subscription services.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how the whole thing unfolds. It plays so well on very human expectations, grand gestures, connection. We'll see how a really carefully curated experience taps into that longing for romance, even if it's, manufactured.
So, okay, picture this. Portland, Oregon, a 32-year-old single. Life isn't exactly a rom-com scene, more like sweatpants and DoorDash. Relatable for many, I'd guess. Then a knock on the door. And this is where it starts, right? What arrived?
Yeah, this first delivery is key. Imagine getting this beautiful matte black box tied with a ribbon, your name handwritten on a cream envelope. Very elegant.
Straight out of a movie.
Totally. And inside, a note. Some things are meant just for you. Enjoy.
Yeah.
A friend. Anonymous. Right away, it triggers what the user called a rom-com snowball fantasy.
The speculation began.
Exactly. Is it the cute barista? Someone from Hinge? That neighbor down the hall? Your mind just races.
And inside the box, more than just a note, I assume.
Oh, yeah. Gorgeous deep red roses, eucalyptus, a very fancy cedar and vanilla candle. And, get this, tucked into velvet pouch, a gold-capped lip balm called Midnight Kiss.
Wow. Okay, so pretty high-end stuff.
Definitely. And the user's ego, quote, having the time of its life.
I bet. Texting the best friend Cara, probably posting a cryptic Instagram story.
That's where the emotional buy-in really starts. The gifts are nice, sure, but it's the story they hint at. That's what grabs you.
Right.
Friends start asking, do you have a secret boyfriend? The whole narrative builds steam.
And then it ramps up.
Oh, it ramps up. Later that same day, around 3 p.m., another knock. Yep. Another bouquet, another candle, and a different lip balm. Sunset kiss. And the card. Keep an eye out. More to come.
Whoa. Okay, this is getting intense.
And it kept coming. Every other day, for a week. Different lip balms. Morning kiss, stolen kiss, winter kiss.
The whole collection of kisses.
Pretty much. By this point, the user and her friends, They're convinced.
Proposal, movie deal.
Totally.
Yeah.
Some grand reveal, a big romantic moment. That's the expectation.
But that sustained delivery, that personalization, it feels so real.
Incredibly powerful. It builds that anticipation, reinforces the belief that this is genuine, escalating romance, just for them.
Okay, so we're at delivery #6. What happens? The big reveal.
Sort of. This box has an extra item, a sleek black envelope.
Oh, here it comes.
And inside in gold lettering, love your gifts. Subscribe now for exclusive monthly deliveries at 15% off. Midnight Kiss, a luxury self-care subscription.
Oh my God, it was an ad.
The whole time. Not a secret admirer, a marketing campaign.
And wow, that must have been such a letdown, realizing it was an algorithm, not a person.
The user said they felt like the dumbest human alive. That immediate, cringe, right?
Totally get that.
And it reveals this really sophisticated strategy, sending free teaser gifts to target demographics. Single women, certain zip codes.
Gentrified zip codes, yeah.
Right, all to lure them into an $89.99 a month subscription.
$89.99.
It's clever, though. It plays right into that desire for special attention. The big lesson, maybe. If it seems too good to be true.
It's probably an ad campaign.
Yeah.
Ouch.
The emotional whiplash is real.
But here's the kicker, right? The punchline.
This is the amazing part. Despite feeling duped, despite the disappointment.
She signed up.
She signed up. Because, honestly, she liked the stuff.
Huh.
The flowers were nice, the candles smelled good, and the lip balm. Apparently the best she'd ever used.
So the products were actually good.
Exactly. Her quote was, "Capitalism is my toxic ex, and I always take him back."
That's brilliant.
And that's the real aha moment here from a marketing perspective. The emotional hook gets your attention, maybe even makes you feel a bit foolish later.
Right, that pang of disappointment she mentioned.
Yeah, that lingers.
Yeah.
But if the product itself delivers, if it's genuinely good quality, that can win you over.
So the matte black box and the velvet pouch worked, even after the trick was revealed.
Seems like it. Makes you, quote, 80% more likely to give them your credit card number. Apparently.
Wow. Okay, so we've gone through this whole deep dive. What really stands out to you here about, emotions and marketing?
I think it raises a really interesting question for all of us, right? In this world where genuine connection and really sophisticated advertising kind of blur together, how do you tell the difference between something authentic and a really calculated campaign?
Yeah.
And maybe the bigger question, does it even matter if the product you end up with is actually great?
That's definitely something to chew on, something to think about maybe the next time a beautiful, mysterious box shows up at your door.
In the park, a stranger approached me and started telling me where I had been last weekend, who I had been with, and what I had eaten.
You're just relaxing in a park on Sunday afternoon. Pretty normal, right?
Yeah, totally standard.
Then this complete stranger walks up to you.
Yeah.
And just very calmly tells you exactly what you had for dinner last Saturday, down to the side dishes.
Whoa.
And what you wore. And even the specific stuff you picked up at Target later. It's unsettling.
That's putting it mildly. It's profoundly unsettling. And that's exactly what we're diving into today, this real-life story someone shared on Reddit. It's called the Laundry Room Detective Story.
Right.
And our mission really is to unpack what happened, to look at, what it tells us about observation, maybe privacy, and just how much a stranger might figure out about you.
Okay, let's get into the details then, because they are quite something. The person who wrote this, they're 31, living upstate New York, and it was just a typical Sunday, their usual park visit.
Yeah, nothing special planned, but then this guy appears, just standing nearby, silently.
And the narrator mentions feeling uneasy straight away. Which wasn't typical for them. They said they weren't usually jumpy.
And the description of the guy, mid-40s, kind of wiry, faded hoodie, jeans, clean-shaven. But his expression was just flat. That's the word used. Flat.
Okay, creepy vibe already.
Definitely. Yeah. And then he speaks, not aggressively, but with this really unnerving precision.
And this is the bit that gets wild. He asks, really casually, So, how was the Italian place last weekend?
Just like that. Out of the blue, the narrator's obviously confused, what Italian place?
Yeah. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
But he doesn't wait. He just keeps going. The Italian place on East Ridge Road, Saturday night.
Specific.
Very. You had the chicken parm. Your friend had seafood linguine.
Okay, so right there, it's not a lucky guess. This isn't random.
Exactly. It was apparently a small family-run place they just picked randomly that night, not somewhere they always go.
Right, and they asked him, do you work there? And he just shakes his head. No.
And that's when it gets even weirder somehow. He says, no. You were wearing a blue shirt. She was in a green sweater. You sat by the window.
Wow. The blue shirt, the green sweater, by the window. Yeah. That level of detail.
The narrator said their stomach did a weird flip because it was all completely accurate. Even the friend sweater, she'd only bought it like 2 days before.
How could he possibly know that without being, involved somehow? It shifts from just seeing someone in public to something else.
And what did the guy say? How did he explain it?
He just said, I just pay attention. That's it. Which suggests this wasn't a one-off glance. This was like deliberate observation.
Paying attention.
Yeah.
Piecing things together, your routine, who you're with, where you sit.
Exactly. It's low-tech surveillance almost, just watching and remembering. Meticulous.
And then came the target part, which for me was maybe the most chilling detail.
Yeah. He starts listing other things. You went to Target after. You bought toothpaste, paper towels, and a candle. Then you went home.
Just listed them. Toothpaste, paper towels, candle. The narrator's hands apparently went cold. Because, yes, that is exactly what happened.
And critically, the narrator mentions paying cash at Target. And they hadn't posted anything online about the dinner or the shopping trip. Not even on private social media.
So it rules out the usual suspects, right? Like data breaches or social media stalking.
It seems to, yeah. Which points back to this intense, physical, real-world observation.
Yeah.
It feels almost impossible, but maybe our routines make us more predictable, more legible than we think.
So the narrator, understandably, confronts him. Says, you're freaking me out talking about my personal life.
And the stranger's reaction, he just tilts his head like he's confused why they'd be upset.
Doesn't get it, or pretends not to.
Hard to say. He just smiles wider and drops the final line. Everyone knows more than you think.
Chilling.
Yeah.
And then he just walked away, casually, like nothing happened.
Leaving the narrator completely stunned. And, understandably, pretty freaked out. They mentioned changing routines, avoiding that park now. Living with that uncertainty. Absolutely. And that core question hangs there. Why tell them? If you're just watching, why reveal yourself? Unless the point was to let them know they were being watched.
So, wrapping this up, we've gone through this really strange encounter. A stranger knowing these incredibly specific, private details. The chicken parm on East Ridge Road, the blue shirt, the window seat, the toothpaste, paper towels, candle from Target. And the big unknown is still how and why. Why share that knowledge?
And it leaves us with his own words, right? Everyone knows more than you think. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? In our lives where we feel anonymous sometimes, how much are our routines actually broadcasting?
Yeah, what subtle clues are we giving off without even realizing it?
Things that can be pieced together by someone who's just paying attention. It makes you think about what locking down your life even means anymore. Maybe it's less about digital footprints sometimes and more about, the physical paths we tread every day.
How predictable are we really? And how easily could someone map that out?
It's a really provocative thought. It kind of reframes that old idea of stranger danger. It's not always about immediate harm, but maybe about this unsettling level of hidden observation. Makes you think, what tiny change could you make to your own routine tomorrow just to be a little less readable?
Thanks for being with us.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.